Hello, my dear viewers. Welcome back to Write and Learn with Isan. Well, today's topic is one that so many of us can relate to. Whether you're a teacher, a student, or just curious about the world of ESL. Because we're talking about the challenges of teaching English as a second language, and most importantly, how to overcome them. Now, teaching ESL isn't just about helping students learn English. It's about building bridges across cultures, supporting students through their struggles, and empowering them with skills that can transform their lives. So, if you're ready to dive into the most common challenges ESL teachers face and learn some tried and true tips for tackling each one, then stick around. And let's explore what it really takes to be an effective ESL teacher. Let's start with one of the biggest challenges for ESL teachers, the language barrier. Well, imagine trying to teach someone in a language they're just starting to understand. Well, misunderstandings can happen often, and students may feel frustrated when they don't understand instructions or explanations. So, to tackle this, I recommend use simple, clear language and avoid slang or idioms, which can be confusing for beginners, most especially beginners. And visual aids like pictures, or videos, and even body language are lifesavers here. So think about using gestures to convey meaning, and remember, patience is key. Plus, regularly checking in with students by asking, is this clear? Or do you have any questions? Because it can help build their confidence to speak up when they need help. Next up, cultural differences. Well, this one's a bit trickier, but it's so important because culture influences how students learn, express themselves, and interact with their teachers, like us. So, for example, some students may come from cultures where speaking up is considered rude, while others may feel comfortable sharing their opinions. So, one way to make your classroom a welcoming space for all cultures is by learning about your students' backgrounds and respecting their unique perspectives. For instance, if you're teaching a student from Japan, they might not be used to direct eye contact. Or students from Latin cultures might appreciate more personal, friendly interactions. So, showing an awareness of these differences helps students feel seen and respected. And it's a great way to make your classroom a true global learning environment. When you're teaching one on one, adapting to different learning paces becomes even more crucial. Oh, just like in a big classroom type. Well, some students grasp new concepts quickly, while others need a bit more time to fully understand all the lessons, right? So, in an online setting, this can be challenging too, since you want to keep them motivated without causing stress or overwhelm. So, to tackle this, personalize the lesson flow to fit the student's pace. And if they're moving quickly, you can introduce more challenging exercises or focus on deeper language nuances. And if they need more time, focus on breaking down concepts into smaller, digestible parts. And you can also offer extra practice exercises they can do independently. And this flexible approach helps each student progress comfortably and builds their confidence without feeling rushed or left behind. Confidence is one of the biggest hurdles ESL students face. because many of them worry about making mistakes, which makes them hesitate to participate in class. They might be afraid of saying something wrong or feel embarrassed by their accent. So, as an ESL teacher, one of your most important roles is to help build that confidence. So, celebrate small achievements, even if they seem minor. For example, if a student finally pronounces a word correctly after struggling with it, let them know they've done well. So make sure your classroom is a safe space where students know mistakes are just part of the learning journey. So over time, this positive reinforcement can make a world of difference. Another challenge is limited vocabulary and grammar knowledge. Well, students often struggle with retaining new words or understanding complex grammar rules. And as a teachers or tutors, it's tempting to load students up with vocabulary lists or dense grammar lessons, right? So here's a better approach. I think let's focus on high frequency, practical vocabulary, like words and phrases students can actually use in real life situations. So instead of overwhelming students, introduce new words slowly and make lessons interactive. For example, use flashcards, memory games, and role play exercises to reinforce new words. Because this way, students not only learn but remember and feel confident using their new vocabulary and grammar. With online classes, it's easy for students to lose focus, especially with all the distractions around them. So, keeping engagement high can be tough, yes, but here's the trick: use tools like virtual whiteboards, breakout rooms, and polls to keep students participate. And keep activities varied. A mix of listening, speaking, and interactive games keeps things fresh and holds their attention. And if you're in a long class, don't be afraid to schedule a quick 5-minute break to let students recharge. Pronunciation can be a real challenge, especially for students from different language backgrounds where certain English sounds don't exist. For example, speakers of Japanese often struggle with L or R and R or R sounds, while, well, Spanish speakers may find it difficult to pronounce the or th. So, a good way to address this is by using phonetic exercises. Break down the sounds step by step, exaggerate where necessary, and let students practice repeatedly. Also, providing voice recordings for students to practice at home is also a great idea because this way they can work on the sounds at their own pace and make steady progress over time. Well, sometimes classes have students at very different levels, which can make it tough to create balanced lessons, right? So, one solution: group activities. Well, pairing advanced students with beginners helps everyone learn more effectively, most especially in a classroom type. And advanced students reinforce their understanding by explaining things, while beginners get that extra help from their peers. And it's all about finding ways to turn differences into advantages. Well, honestly, let's face it. I think no one likes learning things they feel they will never use it. So if the lessons are too abstract, students can lose interest quickly. That's why keeping lessons relevant to their real lives is so important. So let's use scenarios like ordering food, giving directions, or talking about hobbies. So when students see how English applies to their own lives, they're naturally more engaged and motivated to learn. And finally, adapting to different learning styles is crucial in any ESL classroom, online or face to face. So some students learn best by seeing, and some by hearing, and others by doing, right? So to keep everyone involved, try to mix up your activities by adding visuals, provide spoken explanations, and incorporate hands-on tasks. So this way, every student gets a chance to learn in their preferred way, and you'll see better engagement and retention. Now, teaching ESL is about more than just language. It's about connecting, supporting, and guiding students on their journey. So I hope these tips give you a new perspective on overcoming common ESL challenges. And thanks for joining me on Ride and Learn with Isang. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and leave a comment. So, what's the biggest challenge you face with ESL? Let's keep the conversation going. Until next time, keep writing and learning.